Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neal Howard. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Our guest in studio is Mr. Nathan Cheong, Managing Director of BioCeuticals and ISOWay with more than 20 years experience in the complementary medicine industry. Now, prior to taking on the role of Managing Director at BioCeuticals, Nathan was General Manager of Herbs of Gold. He's a qualified naturopath and herbalist and holds degrees in health science, science and social work. He graduated with majors in biochemistry and psychology, and he's here today to talk with us about an upcoming charity climb in Mt Kilimanjaro. He's going to be climbing the mountain from 15th to the 25th of July, and he's here today to talk about this experience and the reason that he's embarking on this climb. Good afternoon and welcome to the Health Professional Radio, Nathan Cheong.
Hi, Neal. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Talk just a little bit about what BioCeuticals is involved in.
Sure. So BioCeuticals is a healthcare professional range of products, which means that we develop, we manufacture, and we market and educate products for healthcare professionals. And in Australia, healthcare professionals, what we mean by that is that we have products that are specifically made for doctors, integrative doctors, naturopaths, herbalists, chiropractors, physiotherapists, osteopaths, and we particularly make products that are specific to those practitioners' needs. So the products are generally a more sophisticated formulation. We use evidence-based ingredients in the formulations of our products, and we typically have the most innovative products that are on the market.
Do you offer advice on how to recognize which supplements are appropriate for which patients with these practitioners who may not be naturopaths or herbalists?
We certainly do, and education is really a cornerstone of BioCeuticals' testament to our commitment to healthcare professionals. So whilst we recognise that naturopaths and herbalists, their base training is around supplementation, whether it be herbs, nutrients, etc., there will be some modalities out there, for instance, like pharmacists, GPs, and physios and chiros who don't have a solid basis in herbal medicine. So it is really up to us to educate them. So we run all sorts of different types of education to ensure that our healthcare professionals have a really good understanding of how to actually prescribe our products and in what certain conditions they would prescribe them for. And and so we're very well known for our education.
Now, you mentioned in another segment when you were here with us before that you saw astounding results. Did you see results in a major problem within yourself disappear, or were you seeing these results in others?
Well, it was a combination. It was certainly myself initially, and I suffered from pretty bad eczema, I must say. And I was seen by a naturopath, and that naturopath set me on a really incredibly quick healing path by focusing on my diet. Interestingly enough, as who would have thought, and rather than just applying, topical anti-steroidal inflammatory creams to a condition, let's actually understand what's going on in the body, and that was a revelation for me. So I kind of became more and more interested in naturopathy and natural medicine because I obviously saw the benefits in myself. But then I was as a convert, as someone who experiences it firsthand. You then become a bit of a zealot, and you go out there and you tell everyone, you have to. If anyone's got a problem, you've got to go and see a naturopath or a herbalist, a good naturopath and herbalist, and particularly if you've been having. You've been coming up against dead ends with regards to improving your health. That's a little bit about my experience.
There's been a huge number of people that have sought natural modalities even before choosing the traditional methods of treatment for, let's say, cancers. Do you find that certain cancers are more responsive to natural modalities than they are to the traditional chemotherapies?
Well, look, that's a very, very difficult question to answer. In Australia, our naturopaths and herbalists, we aren't allowed to actually treat officially treat patients that present with cancer. So our role in Australia is to actually support the treatment of cancer. So, for instance, if someone was to present to myself, they would be obviously under the care of an oncologist, and that's very important. I would be very clear with regards to that patient that my role would be to support you going through the treatment that you have chosen to do with your oncologist. But what we're finding is that in this particular space is that it's the benefits of treating someone holistically, the benefits of treating someone with natural medicine in conjunction with traditional cancer treatments, and those cancer treatments may be radiotherapy, chemotherapy, as an example, is that what we can do is that we can reduce the side effects of a lot of those treatments. We can support the body's and the person's immune system. We can support their gut health. We can ensure that they have a more positive approach to the treatment of cancer. And ultimately what we're trying to do is extend their period of wellness and improve them, improve their health status. So whilst we don't go in with a direct approach to treatment of cancers, whatever those cancers might be, we certainly can provide be a very important support practice for those people.
Now, you're involved in an effort to raise money to cure brain cancer, a specific type of cancer. Talk about this charity effort that you'll be embarking on very soon.
Yeah, sure. So this is what is called Charlie's $1 Million Mission, and Charlie Teo is a very famous brain surgeon in Australia. He's incredibly famous for operating on brain cancers that not many other neurosurgeons would actually touch. So he has a reputation of being incredibly passionate about curing brain cancer, but also about raising the awareness of brain cancer. And so his foundation, which is called Cure Brain Cancer Foundation, has a bit of a mission on its hands. There's about 13 professionals who have committed to raise over $100,000 each for Charlie's Cure Brain Cancer Foundation. And Charlie will be joining us on this mission to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. It's just under 6,000 meters. It's a little bit scary. There's about half the oxygen up at the top of Kilimanjaro than we're lucky to have down here at sea level. So, altitude sickness is something that we need to look out for. And it's something that I've been in training for the last 6 months, which is, so I'm really, really excited about it, really excited about the opportunity to raise these funds for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation.
And you say you've been training for
literally 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
my training, I do a lot of CrossFit. I'm probably 4 to 5 days a week at CrossFit, and then the other couple of days I'm either running, doing some trail running or mountain biking. So I have a really good base level of fitness, and it's predominantly functional fitness, which is I think really good for this trek. My biggest thing is going to be actually slowing down, because I'm not necessarily a walker. I'm more of a runner, so I know that I'm going to have to just really try to pace myself. Yeah, because the worst thing you can do is rush up the mountain and get altitude sickness.
Yeah.
So, but I've been doing a bit of training in an altitude training centre, so it replicates the atmosphere around 4,000 metres in terms of the oxygen content, which is around 13%. So we'll go in there for an hour at a time and do some high intensity interval training or some light jogging, and that's really to acclimatise myself and to try and get myself to maybe make a few more red blood cells and more mitochondria to help me at those higher limits. So that's been interesting. I've really enjoyed the training.
Great. Now, where can our listeners get more information about Charlie Teo's efforts?
Yeah, so if you go to curebraincancer.org.au, so that's curebraincancer, all one word, .org.au, and just click on the link to the Charlie's $1 Million Mission, and you'll you'll get a bit of a landing page, and then you can donate if you like, or just read up about it. So it's it's a really interesting disease. You know, in Australia, around 1,600 people are diagnosed with brain cancer annually. And unfortunately, there's really only a 20% survival rate past 5 years for brain cancer. And I think this is universal, not just to Australia, it's universal around the world. So it is a particularly serious disease, and it has a very you know, in Australia, there's not a lot of funding that goes into brain cancer. So, you know, 5% of the total funding of cancers is actually going towards brain cancer. And, you know, another interesting stat is that there's, you know, brain cancer kills more children in Australia than any other disease, and more people under 40 than any other cancer. So when you think about that, it really brings home to you the effect of this particular cancer. And for myself, who, you know, I have a little 2-year-old, I think about her, and I think about what I would do and how I would feel if she was to have this terrible disease, and knowing that the rate, the survival rate is so low. It's just I'm a convert. I need to do whatever I can to help Charlie and his cause.
Well, you are definitely doing your part, and it's been a pleasure talking with you today, Nathan.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, Neal.
Thank you. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at healthprofessionalradio.com.au and also at hpr.fm. I am your host, Neal Howard, and we've been in studio with Nathan Cheong, Managing Director of BioCeuticals and ISOWay, talking about his upcoming charity climb in Mt Kilimanjaro. He's going to be climbing the mountain from the 15th to the 25th of July to help raise money and awareness to find a cure for brain cancer. Now, this effort has been organized by Dr. Charlie Teo. You can get him for more information by visiting www.curebraincancer.org.au.